नमस्कार, जनचौक के इस विशेष कार्यक्रम में आपका स्वागत है, जिसमें हम समसामयिक विषयों से जुड़े हुए बातें करते हैं। और कल हमने लोकरंग, जो कि कुशीनगर के पास जो एक लोकरंग उत्सव पिछले 16 वर्षों से मनाया जा रहा है, उसके कर्टन रेज़र के रूप में एक पैनल डिस्कशन किया था, जिसमें हमें ये पता चला था कि दक्षिण अफ्रीका से इस उत्सव में हिस्सा लेने के लिए केम चैनलाल आ रहे हैं, जो कि खुद एक बड़े ही कुशल गायक हैं और डरबन में रहते हैं। और आज वो दिल्ली पहुँचे हैं और हमने उनसे गुज़ारिश की कि वो हमारे साथ जुड़ें, और उन्होंने हमें उपकृत किया है कि वो हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं इस वक़्त। तो हम बातों का सिलसिला शुरू करेंगे। वेलकम टू द शो केम चैनलाल, हाउ आर यू?
Thank you, Bhaiji. I'm very well, thanks. Thank you for inviting me to the show. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, first of all, you just tell me what is the reason behind visiting Lokrang? I mean, who has invited you? What are the circumstances you, accepted this invite?
I was invited by Subhash Chandra Kushwa. He's invited me. This is my second time that I've been invited to perform. I was here once before, which was in 2021. And he's invited me again. So, with Subhash Bhai, it's just basically it's impossible to refuse him for this, because this festival is such an awesome festival, and I just love being part of it. So, and I'm grateful to him for inviting me again second time around.
Good, great. But in 2021, what are the most rememberable things, or can you remember for us?
Yes, I can remember one thing, and that is I got COVID, but I will go back.
Okay, so you couldn't participate that year.
No, I did participate. Sorry, I just get this humor out of me. I did participate. at the festival. It was awesome, and on my way back, I got infected with the virus. But the show itself, it's the people, the festival itself, the support, and everything was just overwhelming. The experience was overwhelming. Just to see so many artists from different areas perform on this one awesome stage, and it was the colors, and I think more than anything else, it was the support and the love that you get in this village, when from the people itself. It was amazing, really, truly amazing.
I'm just curious, since Subhash is all the time searching for the people who are well connected to the folk culture and all that, how did he reach to you particularly? Is the Raj Mohan was the...
Yes. From Netherlands?
Yes.
Yes, Raj Mohan introduced me to Subhash Bhai, but I was introduced to Raj Mohan by my friend, Mr. Praveen Pankaj Singh from Delhi. And he's friends with Santosh Patel and Dr. Santosh Patel, and they introduced me to Raj Mohan, and that's basically, it's just one connection from the next to the next, and it's networking, and that is how I got to know Subhash Bhai.
Very good, very nice. So, Ken, you must be prepared for singing in this festival this year. So,
yes.
what are the main items you are going to present on stage? Could you just show us some examples or some glimpses of your this thing?
Okay. Yeah, sure. One of the items I'm going to be doing is a song that's been written by Dr. Gorakh Prasad Mastan. He's the father of Santosh Patel, and obviously it's in Bhojpuri. So, Bhojpuri Bhasala, Bhojpuri Bhasala, Baar pe tu meriya purubiya hai. Bhojpuri Bhasala, Baar pe tu meriya पुरुबिया है, हम है भोजपुरिया पुरुबिया है. So that's one of the songs that I will be performing there.
And what are the other songs you sing in Durban and nearby areas people love most?
Bhaji, the type of Bhojpuri that is spoken in South Africa, it's actually not spoken very often. It's been a dying religion for a while. It's been a suppressed religion. It's a genre of music. The language I'm talking about, the Bhojpuri language. So it hasn't been very popular. So not many people, as much as a lot of people understand it and know the language, they don't speak it because we don't have a platform to speak this language. So what I've done is, with the help of Praveen Bhai and Santosh Bhai, we are trying to um, revive the language, trying to give it a little more prominence. In other words, we're trying to get it more awakened. We're trying to awaken this particular language. So the language that's spoken there, or the singing that's been, it's mostly the singing that's done in Bhojpuri, which is obviously the similar type of Bhojpuri spoken in Suriname, Trinidad, and Guyana. It's very similar, very similar. There are just maybe a few words that are different, or the dialects are different, or the pronunciation is different, but similar.
So could you just sing a little bit on in this language you're talking about? I mean, the language which is being formed and growing in the process.
Okay, so one of the items that we've done quite a few items previously on the Lokrang show, but this one was it's Nirdhan Chhawe Bangalwa ho, Are Nirdhan Chhawe Bangalwa ho, Jia Jargel Hamar. जिया जरगेल हमार जियरा जरगेल हमार जियरा जरगेल हमार अरे निर्धन छावे बंगलवा हो जिया जरगेल हमार. So
Good, very nice. And in the other language you were just talking about, Zulu is the language. Could you sing a little bit in that language also for us?
nothing much has happened in the Zulu language, because I tried to fuse something Zulu word with the Hindi song, and it was inspired by a black artist, a Grammy Award winning artist from South Africa. He's passed on now. He's Mr. Um, Joseph Shabalala. He's from the Ladysmith Black Mamba. So he's done a lot of work with artists like Paul Simon in the USA and stuff like that. So I was trying to fuse. He was trying to fuse something with me. So we were good friends. And Woza Standwasa means come to me, my darling. Woza means come, and darling is Standwa Samsa. Woza Standwasa. Come do ze baby. So you understand. So aona, baho mein aona, gali to laga lo na. Come do ze baby. Woza. We tried to do some fusion mix.
So right now you are traveling alone for this festival,
Yes.
but you must be having a team there in Durban. And how many people are there singing and accompanying with the instruments with you?
I have a fully fledged band. We got about 10 members in the band, so it's a big band that we have, that we perform for, like wedding eves and wedding functions or shows and concerts and stuff like that. So we have a big band that's in Durban.
So mostly you people were participating in the Indian community festivals and occasions.
Yes,
What
yes,
I understand
very
is,
true.
am I right?
Yes, that's true. We do a lot of functions, but it's basically for the Hindi functions, mostly for Hindi functions and stuff like that. So, back in the day, a lot of influence has been given in South Africa from the Bollywood music industry, or Bollywood movie industry as well. So, a lot of precedence has been given, a lot of effort or has been given to Bollywood. So nothing much has been given towards shown towards or support has been given towards Bhojpuri music. So what I've done is, like, again, I'm going to go back and say the same thing over and again, with the support of Santosh Bhai and Praveen Bhai. We are trying to revive the Bhojpuri language and get it more recognized in South Africa, because our forefathers, our Girmitias and indentured laborers, they brought this language to the country, and it has been suppressed due to westernization. This language has been suppressed. So what has happened is nobody wants to speak it, and simple reason for that is because they were given to understand that this language was for the illiterate people, And because it was for the village people, the illiterate people, they did not. A lot of people these days, very successful business people these days, do not want to recognize this language as it, because they feel ashamed of speaking this language. They would rather go and speak like they should Hindi. So I don't know what is should Hindi, but they would rather speak the Hindi that has been spoken in the movies. So to feel more recognized, understand, or they will stick to English. And I have the similar from my parents, were Bhojpuri singers and Bhojpuri song composers and speakers of this language, but they could not pass it on to us simply because it was not recognized. It was very offensive to some people, like our government, for example. At that point in time, the white government or the apartheid era, they was not allowing Hindi or any vernacular language to be spoken in schools, except for the English Afrikaans. And obviously now we've got a new government in place over the past 30 years or so, and now they brought in the black languages into place. And there is a room for Bhojpuri, I mean for Hindi, not for Bhojpuri, for Hindi. So what we've done is we've started a Bhojpuri Jan Jagran program called BHASA, which is a Bhojpuri Association of South Africa. And that is what I'm heading at the present moment. I'm heading this particular organization, trying to get the Bhojpuri language recognized through music. It's going to be difficult to push this language to the individual, to the current generation. It's not going to be easy. So, but if we do it through music, and I've noticed in South Africa that the Bhojpuri language, the Bhojpuri music is becoming very popular in South Africa. So, and the youth is taken to it. It's the different styles of music that's coming in from Guyana, from Suriname, from Trinidad, and wherever this boot, and it's gaining momentum, it's gaining ground in South Africa. So we've decided to emphasize on that and put more effort into that and promote the Bhojpuri language through music. And we're hoping to make that successful, and that we get the next generation and the current generation and the future generations to understand this language and appreciate it. So that is basically what our goal is at this point in time. So when I'm invited to come to Lokrang, I jump to the opportunity. I know it's a self-funded project. It's difficult because it's a costly affair. And for people like us, we don't get too much support in South Africa because the Bhojpuri language hasn't been recognized. But this time around, I can say very, very honestly that there's been a lot of people since the this particular show has been publicized in South Africa, in Durban. People have been coming through and getting to know. So the Lokrang Festival is now being very, very, very popular in South Africa. It's recognized in South Africa because we've done the radio, media, and print media has been talking about. We've been talking about it on different social platforms. So now it's gaining momentum, and people want to get involved in it now. So hopefully the next year or the next time, or anybody from South Africa is going to be invited, we might be able to bring a team through, of dancers or singers and artists or whatever the story is. So if all goes well. So with all thanks.
You said the current scenario about this Bhojpuri language and culture is a little bleak these days, but
it's very.
But when you see 30 years back, when you were young, and the scenario was a little bit changed, I mean, it is very much similar to Suriname or Mauritius or the other countries where the endangered laborers and their ancestors are living. So they must conserving and preserving their languages, and Batak Ghana kind of a thing were a very happening thing. But in South Africa or in Durban, was the 30 years back, the memories are more vibrant, or what?
No. It hasn't been this. It's the same now. It actually deteriorated. The support, the practice of this particular culture. It's only in a few homes, in a certain areas they have it. Not throughout Durban or throughout South Africa. It's a few areas. There's a few areas where the Hindi speaking or the North Indians that landed. There are still some family people that keep this culture going. They keep the pujas going. They keep the style of music going. They keep the culture going. The dressing. They keep it going. It hasn't been. In fact, it's getting better now compared to 30 years ago.
Okay, so now this is the time to listen some more songs from you, and you just sing a little bit more instead of singing one or two lines. You
I
sing a
don't want
little
to give
longer.
too much away, because then people are not going to come to the show if I give too much away, you see.
Anyway, but you just try some glimpses of your
Yeah,
performance.
there was a song that was given to me by a gentleman, a songwriter. I've titled Ganesh Nath Tiwari, and
Hmm.
he's from Bihari. If I'm from, he's a Bihari fellow. He's all from Bihar, but he's living in Saudi Arabia. And when I did the song that Praveenji gave me, which was the Bhojpuri Bhasa, and we put it on Facebook, and he saw the song, he listened to it, and he contacted me through Facebook and saying to me, I've written a song, would you be able to sing it for me? And I said, I'll try, just let me know the words. Like I said to you, I don't speak the Bhojpuri language every day on a daily basis, but I do understand it. So he said to me, he's given me a set of words, and he said to me, Bhaji, would you be able to sing the song for me? I said, I will try, and so he just gave me the words, and it's Babu din raat apna, बाबू दिन रात अपना बचपन के सोच ले, बाबू दिन रात अपना बचपन के सोच ले, माही मोरे लोर कोर अचरा से पूछ ले, माही मोरे लोर कोर अचरा से पूछ ले, बाबू दिन रात अपना माई के हियरा जैसे हवे गाई, माई के हियरा जैसे हवे गाई, बेटवा तबानी जाला निपट के साई. You know, it just is so emotional. It's such an emotional song.
Yeah.
कैसे कैसे होई ये बेटवा. It just gets to me. I don't know. Every time
Yeah,
I listen to the
I
song and I sing,
understand.
it just gets to me, and
Mhm.
it's difficult sometimes to complete it. I was doing a concert at the Consulate General of India at the offices at the Indian Embassy a few days ago, about a week ago, sorry, and exactly a week ago, and the Consulate General of India was sitting in there, and the president or the director of the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center, and I said to her, I sang the song, and it it gets to you, because when we talk about, people who do not understand the Bhojpuri language, like in South Africa especially, because they didn't understand the language, they don't respect it. They don't know what it means, therefore they don't like it. But when you listen to songs like this that's been written, that these songs are so meaningful, and they have special places in people's heart who's had these experiences, like, Babu Dinarat, it's their parents. The parents are talking about the sacrifice they make for their children, and in this day and time and this society that we're living in currently, we know what happens to how the children themselves, they started to exclude their parents from their lives. They desert. They become. They desert from the parents. It's something that goes on in everyday life, and I'm not saying we must accept it, but I suppose we have to understand that it's a way of life these days. It's whose fault it is, I don't know. I can't. We're not there to blame anybody, but it's our duty. It's my duty at the end of the day, as a South African or an artist in South Africa, to keep on promoting the Bhojpuri language.
Mhm. So now we will proceed on another question. You just, could you just share what do you do for your living in South Africa?
I am a professional, and I'm going to say this
Yeah,
again. I'm a professional picture framer.
picture
I'm a
framer.
professional picture framer. I manufacture picture frames. I'm a
Hmm.
professional picture framer. I have my own company manufacturing picture frames. So that is what I do. But
And
recently,
and what are your family liabilities? I mean, how many children do you have, and your wife do what?
well, I've got children. I've got 4 children. Um, I've got 3 sons and a daughter.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and I've got 2 grandchildren as well.
Hmm. And when you see India from outside, sitting, I mean, thousands of miles from India, and you see the changes in Indian society and culture and politics, how do you react? I mean, what is your first reaction on the changes taking place in India?
Look, the changes are good for me, but I'm not much of a politician, so I don't follow politics. It's something that this is personal. I don't believe in my personal capacity that as a musician, as an artist or a singer, that I should be getting involved in politics, because that will jeopardize my future, and will jeopardize the future singers and artists in my country or whatever. So I don't get involved in politics. I do pay attention to, not 100% pay. I pay. I just browse through or listen or skim through whatever. If I'm watching the news, if it's interesting, I listen to it. But I don't get involved. I don't get involved in politics at all, even in our country. But I'm glad with the changes that are taking place. It's given us more. Platform to work with in terms of crossing over from South Africa, come back again to India to perform. We've never done this before. It was difficult for an artist outside out of India to perform in India in that language. I have got the opportunity, and so there's a big change, and I appreciate the change. To me, that's a great thing. It's a great honor to be invited. I was saying to Pravinji, I'm the first artist from South Africa. There've been other artists from South Africa that performed in India or recorded in India, but to be performing on this platform of the Lokrang Festival, being invited to perform in the Bhojpuri language, in our motherland, in the villages of our country, of our motherland, in the languages of our indentured laborers, of our Girmitia brothers and sisters. I've been the first person in South Africa since the indentured laborers landed in South Africa, which is 161 years ago, or 162 years ago. I've been the first person, and it's a great honor for me. And I made mention to this at the Consul General of India, at these offices, because this is a proud moment for South Africa. On my first trip, there was not much support. In fact, there was no support. There was no support whatsoever for me coming to this this function to perform. This time the things have changed. So there are changes. We can see there are changes happening, and which is a great thing for artists. It's a great thing for musicians. It's a great thing for our countries as well. So based on that, there is a big change, and I'm happy with that change.
Good. So on this note only, I will wind up this show. Before winding it up, could you just say something, if you want to say, about the festival, about being in India? You just landed in India, so you can just say
Yes.
some few last words.
Yes. My parting shot. The thing is, I'm very grateful to Subhash Bhai for inviting me this year again to perform at this awesome festival. I love the festival. I love the people that are there. I love the artists that perform there. Everything about this festival is good. I enjoy it, and it's just another excuse for me to come to India, which I love. I love the country. I love the people here. I've got friends here. I've got some work to be done here, and because of people like Santosh Bhai and Praveen Bhai and Subhash Bhai, I have the opportunity to bring my country to South Africa, my country, which is South Africa, and be proud, be a proud representative, be a proud ambassador of the Bhojpuri language or the Bhojpuri music in South Africa, to bring it to India. And I'm hoping that in future that we will form better ties and a better association, so that other musicians from South Africa can come over to India, and Bhojpuri artists from India can now join me in South Africa to do some performances there as well. So thank you very much for having me, Irfan Bhai. I really appreciate this platform and this opportunity to talk to you and to talk to the world that's listening, and to whoever is listening to this thing. I'm so grateful to you guys, and this gives me so much a pleasure, and I feel so excited. It's like being to be home away from home. So this is what I feel. I feel like I'm at home away from home. So it's a great feeling. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Cam Chanlal. Thank you, Cam Chanlal, for participating or coming in the show and sparing your time for this discussion. I hope your show and your singing shall be, witnessed by thousands of people in Lokrang Festival and also in other parts of India. So thank you again for being the part of this show. आप देख रहे थे जनचौक का ये विशेष कार्यक्रम, जो समसामयिक विषयों पर केंद्रित है, और आज हम बात कर रहे थे कल की ही धारावाहिकता में लोकरंग उत्सव में होने वाली हलचलों के बारे में, जिसमें साउथ अफ्रीका से केम चैनलाल, जो कि वहाँ के एक बड़े ही जाने-माने गायक हैं, जो कि भारत आ चुके हैं और वो बहुत जल्दी ही लोकरंग में पहुँचेंगे। अगर आप ये प्रोग्राम देख रहे हैं और केम चैनलाल की ये बातें आप सुन चुके हैं, तो आप ज़रूर लोकरंग में हिस्सा लेने पहुँचिए और उनकी इस गायकी से और उनकी इन भावनाओं का लाभ उठाइए। तो देखते रहिए जनचौक, आपके साथ फिर मुलाकात होगी अगली किसी हस्ती के साथ, अगली किसी खबर के साथ। इरफान आपसे यही इजाज़त चाहता है। नमस्कार।